and welcome back to my channel. For anyone who's new, my name is Madison. So, I'm just going to address the elephant in the room before we get into anything. How do you guys feel about this lip color? I think it's super fun. It is Charmed by Kogi Cosmetics. It is the lip powder or something. But anywho, today I'm going to be talking to you guys about all my favorite brushes. These are going to be the brushes that I use every day or pretty much on the daily basis, with a couple extra thrown in there that I like for certain things. Either way, I wanted to bring you guys my favorite brushes because, as some of you may know, I am mostly and pretty much, actually I'm completely a drugstore / affordable YouTube channel. So if you guys want to see my favorite brushes and recommendations for you guys, let's just get on into it. Okay, the first thing I want to start off with is like my beauty sponge I love. I love this Maybelline beauty sponge. It's part of like Master line. When this is wet, it is so soft. I've also owned the L'Oreal pink beauty sponge, and honestly I think I like this one better. Okay, next I'm going to do eye brushes first, just because honestly I like doing my face better, so face brushes are something that I like better. Sorry. Okay, first I'm going to start off with crease brush. This Wet n Wild fluffy crease brush is literally my favorite. It blends everything out fine. I use it every single day, pretty much no matter what, because I always either throw a bronzer or something in my eye every day. And then next, there is this Coastal Scents number 12 brush. Sorry, no, my nails painted, guys. I like this for like under eye setting powder to set my whole lid, and I also take it and I set right under here where my main creases are under my eye. I feel like it just can get in there so well, and especially for setting the lid, it's just so fast, quick, and easy because it's big and fluffy. Next, I'm going to go into this Coastal Scents number 11 brush. It's just kind of like a domed brush. I like this for detail work, like right here. When I put like my darkest shade or my second darkest shade, I like to do it and just like shape it out into the V, and then go back in with this and blend it. This really gets in there, and if you have a light amount and you just lightly work it, it does blend the color that you're putting down out. Okay, next we're going to do like liner brush. So as some of you may know, I enjoy doing a smoky eyeshadow liner over liquid liner. So I like to use this Coastal Scents number 20 brush. This is the medium, and then I also have a small. This is my favorite for especially wings because the big one is just a little too big and bulky, and it just is easier to make mistakes. So this is the one I like to use because it's very precise. Now onto the Coastal Scents 21. This is the small like liner angled brush. I like this one for my brows. As y'all may know, I do brow powder, so I like using this like to get into this brow area. I like this one because it is very precise, and even though it may take a little bit longer, like I could get away with this one and going in here, but I like this one because it's precise. Okay, next I have like two brushes for like inner corner highlight and like brow bone highlight because I enjoy both of them. The first one that I've been using for longer is the Coastal Scents 18 brush. It's just short and stubby, and then I also have this e.l.f. concealer brush. I used to use this one for my brows, and then when I got my Coastal Scents ones, this one kind of fell to the wayside, and this was dirty the other day, and I was practicing some eyeshadow, and I took this and I did it inner corner and my brow bone. Loved the way that it kind of dispersed it. I loved how it fit in there, and it's pretty much identical. Can you guys see that? It's pretty much the same thing. This one is just a little bit shorter and maybe a little bit less fluffy. Either way, I love them both. Now we have this Coastal Scents number 17 brush. This is kind of just like a little bigger version of that one, but I like this one. It has blue shadow, so because it's dirty, I'm going to make sure not to touch it to my eye, but I like this for really defined work, when you really want to be precise. Mostly I've been practicing my cut crease, and this is what I like to do to like kind of shape out and cut the crease after I put concealer down to blend it out. Very precise, and you get your product exactly where you want it. Okay, next I have the Coastal Scents 13 brush. Can you guys tell that I bought a Coastal Scents brush set before? This is a 13. It's also another domed brush. This one is a little bit fluffier. I think, than the other one. I like this one for my lower lash line. Now, if I'm in a rush in the morning, I'll take this and I'll just sweep it underneath my little lash line. But then if I'm like doing a really intricate eye look, I'll take this one to kind of smoke my transition color underneath my lash line. Okay, that's pretty much all the eye brushes I have, guys. I don't have a lot of different crease brushes or blending brushes, but I don't need a lot of that stuff because I just don't do crazy looks that often. But I do have a couple that I want to mention for any of you guys who might like these types of brushes. So for like definer brushes, I have the e.l.f. eyeliner brush and the Coastal Scents number 14. These are just like short, stubbier. This one is kind of curved. And this one's precise. If you guys like to like really, I use this if I'm like packing on the darker outer corner to the lower lash line. Same with this one, to the darker colors against the lower lash line. I just don't use them that often because I'm normally doing easy, quick eye looks. Also, I have this Coastal Scents number 15 brush. I obviously don't own the MAC 217 brush, but from like what I've watched people use, this looks pretty close to it. The only thing about this one is I don't think it takes longer to blend your eyeshadow, but if you want to get really defined and put it exactly how you want it, or if you're a fan of the MAC 217 and you want to try something out that could be similar, this might be good for you. And the last thing is for cutting the crease, like a flat synthetic brush I like. This is the Coastal Scents 617. I've only practiced cutting the crease and doing those kinds of looks a couple of times, but when I do, I use this and I take concealer in the back of my hand and I just kind of slowly work my way. The only thing this one is kind of large to do that, so if you're trying to make something super precise, this might not be the thing for you, but I do enjoy it for that reason. Now we are done with eye brushes. On to face brushes. This is pretty simple, mostly because there's not that many steps to do on your face. First thing I have is a foundation brush. I don't apply my foundation with a brush. I use this when my foundation is too dark and I need to drag it down my neck. I don't enjoy dragging foundation down my neck with a beauty sponge just because I feel like there's a lot of room for error, a lot of room for patchiness, and it takes a long time. So I just like put a little bit of the foundation and I just kind of buff it into my neck area with this. Now, next will be a cream contour. I do cream contour occasionally, kind of when I have an extra time, but when I do it, I like to use this Royal Lang Nickel complexion brush. I'll show you guys exactly what I do. When I do this, I have this Wet n Wild like chubby stick contour. I'll take it and I'll dab it on there and then I'll dab it directly onto my face and blend it out like that. That's my favorite way to use this brush, and that's my favorite way to apply kind of a cream or a stick contour. I don't like applying it on my face first because I feel like it dries down too fast and I can never blend it out. Or I apply too much. It's just, I like doing it this way because I can blend it easier. Next, we have a setting brush. Like I said, I enjoy using this to set directly under my eyes, and then I'll take this. Okay, this came in a TJ Maxx set, I'm pretty sure, and it has no name on it or anything. Actually, maybe it does. I think this was a Pro Fusion brush. It literally, the name was right there, and now it's like gone. This is just a really, I don't want to say flimsy, but it is. It's a very bendable, angled brush, so I just like to set my whole face with it in the morning because it's quick and easy and I just enjoy it. I find when I use them like this, I used to use this Real Techniques brush to set my face, but the bristles on this are more densely packed and I feel like it puts too much powder down for my liking. That's why I like going in with something a little bit more less tightly packed because it just dusted on there nicely. Next thing we got going on. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys a contour brush, but honestly, I've used this brush for like 3 different things and I've loved it for all of them. I just like this brush in general because I don't do contour on a daily basis. I kind of do all over bronze. This is the Real Techniques contour brush. Now this, I've used this for contour. I've used this for under eye setting, and I've also used this for highlight. I love this brush for all 3 of those things. This is such a versatile brush and I feel like you can use it for so many different things, and that's why I love it so much, is because say one of my brushes is dirty or say something else happened and I need to use it, I can literally figure out how to use it for anything. brushes and makeup in general, you don't have to use it for what you say you have to use it for. Next, I'll go into my bronzer brush. This is kind of a new discovery of what I like to use it for. This is the Coastal Scents 2. I was using this to set my face and I just didn't like it. But I love this for getting in there. I think it disperses the product nicely and it gives you the perfect amount. Sometimes when the brushes, like this is more tightly packed, and sometimes when they're not, it takes forever to build up the kind of bronze I like because I like a really bronzy look. And this just gives me the amount of product I want the first time I go in. So I don't apply blush, like, ever. If any of you guys have been watching, you might have noticed that. Like, it's just something I just don't really care about. But if I do, and I know I occasionally do, and I know you guys out there do it because we're not all the same. I like this Coastal Scents number 4 brush. It's just like a large stippling brush, and it just like gets in there. It gets in there good. I don't really have much to say about it because I don't use it that often. But maybe you will, and I hope you will. Highlight the brush. e.l.f. blush brush is my favorite highlighting brush. I do want to get one that's a little bit smaller and a little bit more like, I don't know, a different shape, like, I don't know, a more rounded shape. But for now, this is my favorite. I don't advise getting it all over. I just put it on the very tip, and then I blend it out like that. I'm just saying that. First time I used it, I put it all over the edge of this, and I had a blown out mess on my hands. Okay, guys, the last thing, actually there's one more thing after this, but this is my favorite just to blend everything together. No matter if I have blush, bronzer, contour, highlight, anything on my face that I feel looks patchy that needs to be blended together, this large powder brush, I guess, by e.l.f. or e.l.f. Wet n Wild, guys, Wet n Wild. Every day after I'm done with my bronzer and my highlight, because I don't have blush, I kind of have an empty space here that kind of just looks a little weird. So I take this and I just blend it all out, and it kind of fills this area in without making it look muddy or gross. Either way, I just like this for my whole face. Very last thing to mention, guys, is this. I don't know where this is from. Actually, I do. It's this that came in the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. It's this powder puff. I like this for days. Well, let me just show you guys. Okay, let me take this Wet n Wild natural finish. I'm gonna. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I just drenched my face. It's in my nose. Wow. Be careful, guys. And I like to take this and just pat it in. I know I've showed you guys that I like to spray it on my beauty blender too, and I like to use my beauty blender, but I also like to use this when I feel like I have too much product on my face. Like if I feel like I have too much powder, I like to use this because I feel like it can pick up like the powders. Like you can see it's kind of dirty, but then I just fan my face out with it. Okay, guys, that's basically it. That's all my favorite like beauty tools and everything like that. I hope you guys enjoy talking about all of my favorite brushes, beauty tools, and they're all affordable. Best part about it is they're all affordable, and my recommendations shouldn't have to break your bank. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back for the next one. Don't forget, I don't know when this video is going to be posted, but don't forget I am posting all this week for my spring break extravaganza. I should call it that. Hopefully I post this early in the week. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you all in my next one. Hopefully. Bye!